welcome everybody. Welcome back. Hey, it's gonna be a interesting Thirsty Thursday. We've got some stuff to talk about. I put it out there in the community tab. So if you're a member and you're in the 99 cent program, feel free to send in any kind of pictures, anything you want to display. Uh, Anything that you want to talk about, make sure you list it in the email when you send it in. And if you are a Treasure Fam member, which is the upper echelon, tonight is your night. You can have as much promotion as you want. You can join the stream. I left the link for you guys. If you guys want to come up, you're more than welcome. And just to be perfectly clear, broadcasting over on Facebook as well. Always try to promote the Facebook page just a little bit, trying to grow it. And also on my other channel for treasure hunting, which is my shorts channel. If none of that goes well, if things don't work out tonight, I got a backup plan of a topic of discussion between us and the chat, between me and the chat. And I want to hear your thoughts on it. It's a metal detecting related topic, and it might take over the show. I think as I start doing some research, I find that I'm very curious about some things. But without further ado, let's go through some chat today. Say hello to some folks. 75 likes, and there is a gift card giveaway. Also, I have a special StreamYard giveaway tool giveaway that at some point tonight I am going to announce. A little bit different than last week. And 5 Mile Relic Hunter, I got your package ready to go out. I just haven't made it to the post office yet. It'll go along with tonight's package, and it's going to be another good one. I will get to promote another channel because I know where this one came from, and I got a couple things to give away. But let's go. Silver Wishes in early tonight, 7 o'clock. Hashtag Monday Digs. Monday Digs is going to be phenomenal this week. So it's going to start very early. Hi-Ho Silver is going to put out his first live, and you're going to get to put up with me during that live, making sure that he gets off on the right foot. Ed asked me to join him on his first live. We're going to have a good time. We're going to start a little early on Monday night. And just so you guys know, since I haven't been putting out a ton of content for as far as videos go, I do got a special dig that I have had this summer with a friend of mine that had moved away. One of the people that I dig with the most often. I felt like it was a good time to release that video. As much footage as I got in the bank, I don't have to dig for a year if I don't want to. But that is going to be on Monday as well. So you'll get to see me live Monday with Ed, Hi-Ho Silver. Check it out. And then you will get to see me sometime during the night metal detecting, which I've only put out like 5 or 6 videos this year. Thank you, Silver Wishes. Also, Silver Wishes received a kids detector for her granddaughter, I believe. And that one went out a couple weeks ago. It's pretty awesome. Riddles Relics, another one of the donators for helping me bring my idea to fruition about giving kids and folks metal detectors when people made the submissions. Randy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let's go. Steven, Single-Handed Jewelry and More. Check out Steven on Facebook. I see him over there quite a bit. I haven't looked at his YouTube. I'm not going to lie. I haven't looked at it. We may do that soon enough, but haven't checked it out. Miss Torchy, she was a submitter, received a metal detector. I expect good things from Miss Torchy coming forward in the future. Got a whole kit for the most part, so much love. Our good buddy Kevin Hawthorne out of Lakeland, Florida is in the house tonight. Kevin, how are you doing, sir? Like seeing you in the chat every week. You've probably been here as long as anybody, and I appreciate you, sir. Mr. Rick Hay is in the chat. Rick, bro, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but did you get a couple pieces of candy today? Did Mama treat you nice today? If she didn't, let me know. We'll fix that. Also, just so you know, that is the other channel right there that I am broadcasting on. It's my other channel. If you would like to subscribe to that, I just post shorts and dumb stuff over there. but you're more than welcome. I would appreciate it as well. Not in any hurry to grow it, but if you don't see me posting here, I might be posting there. Lucky James Eller's in the house. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. And Papa Rouse, another one of those people in this community that is very generous and kind-hearted, donated 5 memberships to the chat. Let me scroll over here and see if I can see who got those in case anybody asked. Andrews Northwest Coins, Dwayne Norwell. Everybody is smurfed, so they've been here before. Thank goodness. Shelby got a gift membership. Salty Magnet Fisher. Steel City Stacker. Good deal. Papa Rouse, thank you. Papa Rouse is on Tuesday nights. Incredibly good live. Him and Rob and the boys just sit and chill out on Tuesdays. Dropped and Forgotten Jeff. Thank you, sir, because I misappropriately set my time. And my time was set for 12:33 a.m. I don't know what the hell I was thinking when I set this up. But, Jeff, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting me know today so I could get it to go off at the right time. Jeff's also a Monday Digger. He's been a great addition to the Monday Digs, and I love it. Let's go. Another person in the chat, Dirt Devil Detecting. Mr. Roger, every now and again we'll jump back in on Mondays, but he put up the Grey Ghost Finds bag for the submission giveaway. I will never forget those kind acts that you guys did and helping making that giveaway special for everybody that has received something. I'll never forget you, and I'll never stop talking about it. Miss Jenna Nesbitt, hopefully you and David are doing fine. Going through the TV. Well, you chill out and have a great night, my dear. Thank you for stopping by. As always, I appreciate you and your hubby. All right, Bill stopped in on the Facebook side. Thank you for the 4 likes over there. Timothy, James, Jason, and Bill. I appreciate you guys. Make that thing go. Sooner or later, I will start transferring content over to that again. And man, Facebook, if you know how to run a business page on Facebook, it grows really, really fast when you put the effort into it. And I have the content for it because I don't throw anything away. But every time it's consuming, you get so much interaction with people over there. It's a lot of fun. I don't have the time for as much as it does, but I do like it. Amanda, just chilling. Hello, my dear. Thank you so much for stopping in tonight. Mystic is in the chat. What's going on? We're going to cruise on. Iron Antler Adventures, Mr. James. How are you, good sir? Much appreciate you. The talk the other day when you guys were on, Angie and Rick, man, you know, when we got to spend time together, staying down there near your place and digging, the scenery was beautiful. Your driveway and the cruise back to your house back in the middle of nowhere is kind of scary, but that was a fun story. James and Risha live back a long road, and it's pretty creepy getting back there, but it was fun. I had a blast down there. I would love to do it again soon. My work has just kicked my living butt this year, and hopefully it's going to slow down and I can go back to normal. There's Jason. Thank you. There is another guy right there. Pappy the Pod Destroyer. The Johnny Small Pepper sidekick. Bro is the most genuine dude I've ever seen eating a pepper. And he's a really good dude. I'm glad to be friends with him. And I really enjoy watching him over there. I haven't even been getting home in time to watch Johnny's live, so I have to get back over there and check that out on replay. Let's see. Relic Reaper Don. Good evening. Stopping in to say hey and hitting that like button. That is a very nice thing to do, Don. You know how much I appreciate you. Got to hang out with Don several times. One time he watched me lose a magnet. The other time it was on his birthday. He went detecting with me and Higgles. Good times. another really great community member. If you want to get into the Relic Reaper metal detecting mode when Halloween rolls around, be sure you check out what Don does on Facebook and YouTube. Whatever he puts out, it's going to be something spooky. He loves Halloween. Let's go. All right, what else we got here today? Let's see. Randy's been a member for 11 months. I appreciate you. Like I said, Treasure Fam members, if you want to go check the community tab, if you want to join tonight, the link for StreamYard is in the community tab for your level of membership. Feel free to come up, share stories, share a couple finds, and let me probe you a little bit because I love to figure out some things. But most of you guys I know pretty well. So, but if not, and you're just a regular member, you can send some pictures, and I will we'll talk about those here in a little while. And if that doesn't work, I have a third topic for the night. That way, you don't ever have to worry about dead air time. I never paid a membership to enjoy a club sandwich. Don't tell. What's up, bro? It's good to see you. I think Jason was the recipient of one of my first detector giveaways in here recently, a few years ago. I think I'd given them away before, but I think I had the first one I had to ship to Canada was Jason. Who's left? Angie and Rick's in the chat. Hello, Miss Angie. Good to see you, my dear. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you've decided to quit being a selfish butt and share a little bit with your husband today. I know he was disheartened about you not sharing. Funny story to come. Let's go. Let's see. Expressions of the Outdoors. Happy Thursday. Phasmophobia rules. Yes, it does. Phasmophobia is a great game. It is a lot of fun. Definitely work out with other people. We have a good time. Riddles. 5 memberships. Congratulations to those folks that got a membership from Randy. Dude, I appreciate you very much. Let's see if I can find those. Also, if you can't notice, I got a special guest in my lap. Kitty has decided that he is not going to leave me alone, so we'll have to deal with him as he comes around. He's been a little bit of a little attention hound here lately. Colonel's Collecting and Detecting. Evening, Shane and everyone. How are you doing tonight? Hopefully all is well. Tell me how nice it is for the weather to have kind of started to cool off a little bit here in the Midwest and give us a little bit of a reprieve here as we get ready to head into September. It had been so blistering, sticky, and hot here, and we've had a couple of days in the mid 70s, low 80s, and it's been very nice. Let's see, what up? Mr. Jim Steele, hopefully your grandson is enjoying that detector. Wait to hear that story. And oh, snap. Hold on here just for a minute. Let me get a little further down here. And then we have our first sucker of the evening is what we'll call it. Anybody that jumps into my chat is definitely asking for trouble. But we do have one that has signed up. And we will praise that channel here in just a minute. Let me get a little further down here, closer to the bottom. Now that I got somebody to beat on tonight, it should be a little bit different. And you know what? I'm probably going to take and ask this person some of my questions that I had lined up for if nobody showed up. We'll probably just interject everything together. Also, everybody keep in mind here at about 9:30 or so, I will announce what this week's giveaway is going to be and how to win it. And so be prepared and hanging out for that. As we go a little further down the line here, I'm going to go Silver Assassin. Brian's in the chat. That is Saturday morning's finest right there. Those boys at Silver City Saturdays, they kick butt. and they put their videos out at a very awkward time for me because it is just an awkward time for me to watch YouTube, but that is okay. Closing in on the bottom, Marty Verstal. What is up, brother? Good to see you. And let's see. I think I'm going to make it. Once I make it, we will invite up. These Tube 27. Be sure to go check out Uncle Dave as he's cruising along. And I don't know. And Uncle Dave is one of our favorites. When we went to Michigan, he gave us a place to stay for one night. Enjoyed it. Hanging out with him. Him and his nephew are two of my favorites. Snap and Scavenge, welcome. Brian, I just got you marked in back as a moderator. I think it's a different account because I can't imagine you not being a mod. Cruising. Happy Bears, welcome. Hopefully your grandkids are enjoying that detector. I love it, hearing about it. It's great. And let's see. That does get me to the bottom. And without further ado, we had somebody drop a super chat in here just a few minutes ago. And it is one of our good buddies. And I will, if you like his videos on when he produces on Monday, we'll talk a little bit about those tonight. And welcome into the chat today. Hola. Raul, you are muted. You're unmuted.
Hello. How's it going?
Hey, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Had a good day. Got to go metal detecting.
Yeah. How did that go tonight?
It went pretty good. I was detecting for about a half hour, but then a young mother and her child came up to me because her kid was all interested in the metal detector, and I ended up talking to them for a half hour.
You talked to somebody for a half an hour? Can't imagine that.
No, not me. But it was kind of cool. She had her little son, and he just thought it was the coolest thing. So I was showing them all the stuff in my bag, and they got just a big kick out of it.
Now, is that the park that you said that they were destroying?
No, this was a different one. This is the one. There's two parks by my house that I hit a lot, and this is the one that 90% of my videos is shot on.
So if anybody doesn't know, Wayne produces videos on Mondays as Expressions of the Outdoors. Wayne is hanging out as Raul today.
Yeah.
Where did the persona Raul come from?
That's left over from when I would jump in Swifties chats. I just didn't bother changing the name.
Just didn't bother changing the name.
Yeah, I would always go in with a different name on Swifties. What's up, Angie?
The one thing that everybody talks about when you're on Mondays is the production value and the animations to kind of break the mood and the whole alien thing. Where did that come from? Where did the whole alien space debris? I know from the Sasquatch, I got that part, but when did you decide to introduce aliens to metal detecting?
Well, I guess we'll call it. I guess we'll call it crypto folklore, for lack of a better term. But you'll see a lot of times they'll combine Sasquatch and alien stories. And there's a lot of theories that the Sasquatch are aliens. So I thought it would be fun if I were to combine the two in the videos.
Yeah, most of everybody will not know, but the next Wayne video, basically, I get abducted by aliens. So stay tuned for that for sure.
Yeah,
coming up here in either maybe not next Monday, but maybe the Monday after. I'm not sure when we're going to put that out. We haven't decided yet, but that's all well and good. I had a couple people ask, and the other thing that was asked about that is that how do you produce the animations, and about how much money do you have invested in programs to do those?
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to kind of sit and add up the money because I used multiple different programs.
Well, let's change the tune then. Is there a way that you can do some of that for very little cost? Is there any way that you can create those animations for free on free software?
Well, there is one software called Comica Video. which is basically a set of filters which will give you like an animated look. But a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is now involving like assets. Flip a Clip is another one that's free, and Flip a Clip allows you to set the frames per second, so you can actually put the pictures in, and it's almost like in the old school when you take a paper and you'd like draw a picture and have it move a little bit, and then you'd pull it and it'd move. Flip a Clip is very similar to that, so you can put videos in there. But what I've actually been doing is I've been doing it with a combination of my native video software. So there is, I'm using a combination of different tools within my native video software and Flip a Clip. So I'm kind of merging the two, and that's where I'm getting a lot of that stuff. So I'm basically blending two different softwares, and I'm not sure if it was intended to be using the way I'm using it, but the method seems to be working.
Yeah, right on. It's really cool. The one thing I noticed is that, and the one thing it's very difficult to do on YouTube today, because YouTube is basically oversaturated, and the one thing is to be original. And your videos have never lacked for originality in that format. So
Yeah.
nobody else is trying, nobody else is copying it. Whenever I see a dumb animation, and for lack of a better term, I'm laughing at them, because that's why I call them that. But when I know that, I know whose video I'm watching, and that's saying something, because you're not a face to camera guy in your videos. So usually you use a lot of voiceovers. So your production time for editing fines is probably pretty reasonable, but you have to go back and do your audio.
Yeah, I put a lot of work in there. I actually really enjoy the editing process. That's my favorite part of the creative process, is going into doing the editing. A lot of what I do, my goal is, and the first goal is I want to be original. My second goal is I want a video that's fun to watch, and I have fun making the videos. Whether or not they're fun to watch is ultimately up to the end user. But it's my goal to make a fun video to watch. I do this for the sake of having fun more so than anything, because if I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, if you don't have fun in a process, if it feels like, whether it feels like work or if it feels like something else, there's no sense in doing it if you're not having a good time with it.
Yeah, and a lot of what I'm doing is I didn't really so much think about I didn't really so much think about a lot of the things other than how can I make these videos fun. So once I determined what I could do to make the videos fun, I started putting little sub stories in them. And you know the story. You and I have talked about it quite a bit, actually. Um, but
Well, that's
a
why I'm
lot of
bringing it up, because the
yeah,
other part of that is that the way you break up your time format in your videos, it's kind of like a very similar process to what you see in a daytime sitcom or TV show. Basically, that they have a subplot and a minor story, and then you've got the main story, and then you kind of got how those kind of interact with one another, and then you have your regular storytelling aspect of it. But that it does kind of remind me of that format, how like the old 90s sitcoms were put together.
yeah, I didn't really think of that, but that's an interesting thought. I'll think about that a little bit. I've been playing with the frame rates. Like the old Scooby Doo's were done at like 14 frames per second, I believe. So I've been adjusting mine to where I'm running between 15 and 25 frames per second. I've been playing with the frame rate. The lower 20s, probably around 23, 24, seems to be the sweet spot for when I'm doing that animation.
Yeah,
Where
but the animations are pretty cool. But I know you have a good little bit of time and thought in developing your storylines for them, and I know that you set your videos up for seasons. About roughly, and knowing that with all of the obstacles in the way of that, how many more videos you think are in the series this year before you call it quits for the season?
well, I've got enough footage right now for about 4 more videos. Um, and I don't know how many more times I'm going to get out. Um, I've got one goal in front of me, and as soon as I get over this goal, then I will be able to start pushing more time into my video editing. Um, right now, it's not thing of me not wanting to edit videos. It's just a thing of being spread thin. Um, I'm really thankful for the time we get that we can play Phasmophobia a couple nights a week. Because if it wasn't for that, I would be all work and no play right now.
Yeah, and that's been the story of my life as well. Is that when you because it's funny, it's ironic that it seems like every day when I'm finally getting to hang it up for the day, you're on your way home and you've worked just as long as day, and I know that being able to come in here and create and be a part of this community, and working as much as we both have, and especially with side things going on in everybody's life, sometimes it's tough. That 1.5 hours of playing a video game, just chilling out, is really good time for the brain. It helps it relax a little bit. So I appreciate that as well. Just before we go any further, today's giveaway just so happens to be another, and I got 5 Mile up. Just wanting you to let you know that your package will be mailed out tomorrow. I've got it set up. I took your bag of pay dirt and I added a sticker pack to that as well. Hopefully you enjoy that. And sorry for the wait. I just haven't made it to the post office because I'm not getting off work in time. But this week's bag of pay dirt is a smaller bag of pay dirt, but it is a JP Lawns and More signed bag of pay dirt. Our good friend JP, Saturday night at the bar. If you don't go over and see JP on Saturdays, he interacts with Rob and Charlie very, very well. Gold painting community, JP is one of my good friends, one of the people I've known the longest from the community. So be sure to get over there. But I do have a nice bag of pay dirt this week from him. And since it's a smaller bag, since it's not as big as the last one, for all you metal detectorists and finds junkies out there, I've got a nice coin or relic display case. And these you can there's a piece of plastic in there, and you can mash a coin in there and put it on a stand, and it will sit like that. So this is one of the display cases. I believe, and I can't remember who all helped me with these. I can't remember if I bought these or these are ones that Miss Georgianne sent me. But whatever the case may be, we'll talk about Miss Georgianne for a second, because she has thrown some donations in for the channel for giveaways, and that I just haven't gotten to yet. But we make sure that we recognize those that show generosity. But so, relic or coin holder that you can display, and a bag of pay dirt gold. You might be able to just take your pay dirt gold and put it in your little display if you want. I don't know. If we do hit the 75 likes before I draw this today, I will put a silver coin in it for you. So there you go. That's how that's going to work. Back to you, sir.
Yeah, talking about video editing, I wanted to compliment you a little bit too, because I've noticed on some of your videos, it's almost like you're shooting for like a documentary feel, which is a lot of fun to watch in a lot of the instances.
Yeah, the one thing I found this year, or the last 2 years, and I didn't do it very much, and I'm going to start doing it more, but using the tripod and solid shots with the camera is very helpful in the whole process of making better videos. Getting your whole person in the scene sometimes, and then kind of going through and like you're talking to somebody else holding the camera seems to work out pretty nice. But over the years, we've just worked really hard on making the clips flow as good as possible, to where you see everything that's important, or if it's an important dig. So, for example, my video this coming up week, I find a very cool relic that I have found once before. So I let that clip play all the way through, right, so that you can see the whole process of it. But most clips, I want to keep everybody interested in flowing. So that I do put my videos together that way. And I wasn't happy with a lot of the stuff I was putting together late last year. So that was another reason that I kind of took a break and started watching a lot more videos, because the best place to get ideas is your own community.
Yeah, I can see that, because you can draw inspiration from people in a lot of ways. A lot of the inspiration I draw isn't necessarily from one particular community, but a wide range of communities and or even topics.
Yeah, for real. Uh, like the whole podcast live streaming thing. Um, it's funny, but I've drawn a lot of the things that I like to do and how I like to go about it from like the Howard Stern show. Yeah, and I've been listening to that show for 40 years, right? Almost since I was
Wow.
in high school. And his format and the way he keeps things flowing, I think it's integral to people listening to the radio. So I take a lot of from him, and and then other people within our community. Marlon and I started this together. Mayor Videos. We started out at about the same time. If my schedule would have been different, I probably would have hung out with him on Sundays a lot more. Uh, but yeah, we get a lot from everybody in here, and there's some communities in here, if you get looking around, that really exploit YouTube and take advantage of it. And it's kind of scary how much people are trying to automate things to make free content. And I like the personability about being in here with people.
Yeah, that is the one cool thing. You're talking about automation, because if you look at, like, with animation in particular, you have sets of things they call assets, which could be like, a picture of a building, or, different figures or characters. And it used to be, in order to have the assets, you'd either have to create them yourself or buy them. And with the advent of a lot of this AI stuff, you can basically use text to speech to create, or text to image to make your own assets, which is, I think, revolutionary.
Ironically, you've touched on a subject today, but before we go any further, everybody go over to County Seat Adventures. Ken and T have just recently passed their 1,000 subscribers, and there was a post today on Facebook. I don't have it handy, or I would put it up, but they're having a live stream coming up here shortly to celebrate that. And whenever people have where they pass milestones, we got to try to support those, right? And Ken and T are awesome. Their channel is really good. They just did a live stream, I think, yesterday, magnet fishing from the boat. They put a lot of effort into it. So if you don't get over there very often, at least get over there and see when they're going to drop this live stream, and let's try to blow that live stream up for them, because they're great people, very kind, and they do very well making their content. I very much enjoy them, and they've treated me super well over the years. So County Seat Adventures, please get on over there for that, so that we can support them on their 1K live stream. I saw something. Relic Rat, what's going on? Jeff from Brewers Prospecting, what's up, my brother? Nice to see you. There's Relic Rat right there. Welcome in. Get caught back up on the chat again. I hate when you're in here, it's a little easier to keep up with the chat, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, you're usually the Lone Ranger in these.
Yeah, that's why I don't ever. I'm so pent up by the time we get in here on a Thursday night that I can run my mouth forever.
Yeah, I'm just getting used to doing these things. I was a little shy doing lives, and then I did a bunch of Fridays with the Swifties when he was doing his lives.
Yep.
And I became a little more comfortable doing a live.
What up, Jay Paul? And no problem, brother. Congratulations on the win. It's always good to get a win. Luis Villarreal is in the chat. Welcome. Jay Paul, hello. How you doing, my homie? Good to see you. I'm going to try to get back to the bottom. See if I get away from the bottom of this chat, it goes fast.
Yeah, it does. I don't have my glasses on, so it's kind of hard to follow it.
I mean, when you don't have your glasses on, I always question whether or not you're completely stoned out of your mind or not.
Yeah, it's not going to be a problem soon. I just went to the eye doctor. I should have my new glasses end of this week.
I want to give you all some context for that comment because it's a little off the wall. But one night he was over there live streaming with the Swifties, and I took my phone and I brought it right up to the computer screen. I took a picture of it. He looked like he was high as hell. And I started texting him, asking if he was stoned while he was on the live because he looked high. I was like, hey, man, are you high? He's like, no. I'm like, well, why do you look like this? And he was like, oh, I do look high.
Well, call it as you see it, so, but it was no glasses, so I was squinting. So,
All right. So we're going to do this one more time. Let's see what's this going to be. We'll make this one really short. Oh shit. And thanks to JP Lawns and More from when I got this pay dirt from him, and I've had to have had it for a few years and just never panned it. Probably when I moved.
That's right, Relic Reaper. High on life.
Yeah. Tonight the hashtag for the giveaway is going to be #JP. Simple, get it in there. Be sure to say it. Tell JP that you love him if you see him. What a nice guy. Thank JP one more time for this giveaway. And I'm sure that Miss Georgianne, she donated some of these items for giveaways as well. And I don't know if this is one of them that she donated, but I got a few of these left. So the coin/relic holder is very cool. It's put it on your little stand behind you when you're live streaming. So, but yeah, we're going to do that here towards the end of the hour today. Also, and so I was going to beat it off the chat a little bit, but now since you're in here as a sucker, my sucker today, I'm going to propose. I'll tell you. I'm going to tell it here in just a second. But everybody, if you want to try to earn extra entries, I don't know if it works or not, but go to the Facebook, go to Ohio River History page on Facebook, and go to OR8 Shorts and try to put in another entry there. If you want to gain extra entries, that's why I'm broadcasting on all three platforms tonight, is so that, just for S's and G's, I pay for the service. I might as well use it. While everybody's doing that and thinking about that, so we were talking a little bit about AI interjection into editing. We were talking a little bit about the differences that AI has made. Oh, hang on. I didn't see it. Hang on. 1 second. Which comment? You're getting me confused. Oh, wait, right there. I think. No, I don't see which comment you're talking about, Angie. Roger, if you made a comment that's important, tag me in it and then post it again so I can see it. With that being said, so I started playing around with some of the search engines and AI, and I asked AI today, both the actual hobby itself and for the going out and competing in the hobby. So both detector and going out and participating. I asked AI today what it thought about the future of the hobby, and I got several different answers from different forms of AI. I'm going to read off some of the stuff to you, and I'd like to get your opinion. But the first thing that I got out of this deal is that here was the exact question that I asked. What is the future of metal detecting in the United States? And I asked it 4 times, and I got all these different answers. And some of them were very similar. Some of them were different. But the first thing that come up on my list is an AI-powered metal detector. Artificial intelligence is beginning to redefine how metal detectors work, shifting from single beeps to intelligent systems that interpret signals, gauge ground composition, and even differentiate a medieval buckle from a bottle cap, all before you dig. Real-time ground balancing and pattern recognition are just the start. And that was, I don't know where that one came from, but in that sentence, a lot of things have already come true. But what do you think about an AI engine basically programming and building your next metal detector?
I think it's actually really possible. I work a lot within Microsoft Suite, and I'm noticing that a lot of the Microsoft tools and office different office tools that they're using, such as Excel or OneDrive or even SharePoint, they're using a lot of AI interjections. Like Microsoft is now using a Copilot type thing, which is really interesting. I've been playing with a lot of this stuff, and I think as it goes, I think AI is really going to be revolutionary for a lot of things. Um, Interestingly enough, I think you're going to start seeing as a result, which is a little off subject for what you're saying, but I think you're going to start seeing it push things more to people with practical skills, such as welding, auto repair. AI is not going to be able to pull a seized bolt out of a cylinder head or anything.
Well, I wish that would hurry up because I need help at work.
Yeah,
That has been a big topic of conversation because if you go back 25 years, what was parents telling their children's coming out of high school, at the millennia, right at the year 2000. Hey, you want to get into coding, you need to learn how to do coding. The future is computers. And now guess what? We have an abundance of AI, or we have abundance of IT professionals out there, and really not enough people in trades. So the trades are really struggling right now for electricians, plumbers. If you got a kid today that may not be the best in school right now, find a trade school, because in the next 10 years, trades wages are going to go up. They said probably about 130% at our last meeting is what you're going to see in the next 10 years for people in trades. So programming's off. It can be a nice side thing right now, but learn a skill.
yeah, it's just a matter of time before, in my opinion, before AI eliminates a lot of the programming gigs.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. That's the type of work that the one thing AI can't do is solder a pipe. Now it can program a robot to do that, but that takes more money than a human being. So
Right, but
there's
is a
still going to be
robot going
work.
to be able to get under a sink and under a floorboard and contort itself? You know,
I wonder if they can convince a robot to complain about break time and what the coffee tastes like.
yeah, right, right.
Uh, here was another. Here's another one that came up on a different uh, form of AI, and this one here is very true. So much from what a lot of us use right now. But the first part of this is multi-frequency, but the second part of this was something that I hadn't heard the terminology before. But it said multi-frequency and sensor fusion. Devices that operate across multiple frequencies offer enhanced depth and precision, especially in mineralized soils. Future systems may also fuse metal detection technologies like ground penetrating radar, spectral analysis, wave, or depth imaging to build detailed 3D subsurface models. The new Mind Lab is already doing that to some degree, but it's just in a generic form, and basically saying that you're going to see what you're digging before you dig in the near future. Uh, how does that change the game for you? Would that be something you'd be interested in, or do you kind of like going at it the old-fashioned way and trying to figure out through the sound what you're digging?
Boy, that's a tough question because depending on the day, I could go either way. Honestly, um, like today when I went out, I was just digging coin signals. So I was cleaning out a park that I've hit a lot of times. So there's a lot of dead areas where there's not as many signals. So I was just looking for coin signals. But I've also gone there and I've just dug like midtones or just dug low tones. I mean, I'll go through at the park and I'll be like, well, this time I'm only going to dig things above 60, or this time I'll go only dig things below 30, and I'll set like weird goals for myself when I do that just to see what I pull out. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and you can knock different signals out and stuff like that, and just dig a certain signal. That works really well when you have a place that you can dig as much as you want. But let's change that around. So say it's a permission, it's a quarter acre front yard that you've got to dig. Would you rather go by the sound and try to snipe the high tones? What would you do in that instance if you thought you were only going to get a few hours to dig the shard and then you may never get to dig it again? Would you prefer that type of subsurface 3D, or would you prefer just listening to the sounds and using your best judgment?
Good question, but I think I'd lean on the side of the advanced machinery.
Yeah, I mean, do you now, in turn, do you think that's going to take the fun out of it?
Possibly. I think it depends. I think it depends on the person because as people, and I can't speak for everybody, but I know there's probably a lot of people that feel this way. A lot of people like to make things challenging for themselves. Um, so
I love that you use the word challenge when I would use the word difficult on oneself.
yeah, well, I mean, there's times I'll go and do things little more difficult just so I can test my skill sets. You know,
I get it, but that was just. But I was sitting here thinking and going further into the future, right? That these are some of the things that AI is talking about already. Do you think that AI can take the fun out of metal detecting? That's where I was headed with this. I mean, just with the first couple.
probably. I mean, think about just our technology we have now, and with the technology we have now, I'm just basically, just talking off the top of my head. This isn't, rooted in anything that's really actual. But if you take the technology we have now, it's not inconceivable to say take like a robotic lawnmower and put an induction coil on it and have it metal detect. And from there, it's not even out of the question to have it pinpoint specific tones and leave a mark on the grass when it's hitting specific tones. And that's without even really using a lot of AI. That's just using basic technology that's pretty readily available right now. So I mean, I would imagine if you had something like that, it would take the fun out of it because we'd want to sit on their porch and let the machine go through and beep and stick a flag where they're going to dig.
Well, but yeah, that's the thing is that I when I first read through these, I found those negatives, right? Are they trying to take the fun out of this hobby for me, right? And I think the answer to that is they're not trying to take the fun out of it. They're just trying to make it easier for everybody to do. And that's all well and good. It means that you can fine tune your craft. You
What's
might
up,
dig less.
Rob?
You might not wear yourself out. But who I really thought about, what I thought about was, is that with a lot of the technological advancements, um, you know, I, what a win is stuff like that going to be for people that are maybe physically disabled and
Mhm.
can't do it so much. There's going to be easier ways for them to go out and do the hobby that they love and find good stuff. And whereas is terrain might be a problem, or just different aspects of the hobby. I think AI and technology is going to make it easier for for the disabled folks or people that have disabilities or people that are I don't know, different type of challenges. I think it's going to make it to where, because how many people do you know picked up a metal detector the first time and went out with it and dug 4,000 pieces of scrap trash and was like, this thing doesn't work. I mean, it can fine tune some of that to not to not make people want to quit so fast.
Yeah, I was kind of young when I started metal detecting, and I remember with my old Radio Shack rig, and I was digging all kinds of weird crap, and I used to like sit and stare at it if I didn't know what it was, and I'd try to like figure out what it was. A lot of times, you get like a hunk of metal, and it's like, was this a part of a car? Was it a part of a lawnmower? Yeah, and it was when I was young, it was a lot easier for me to be interested in it now that than now that I'm old. But
Right. It's like somebody telling you your prize before you even see it. It's like sitting out in front of the Christmas tree on Christmas morning as a kid and being able to know what's in every box, right?
right,
But uh, but at the same time, I think there'll be a there's got to be something to make it intriguing. I don't think they can totally automate the system. They can automate the system to find everything, but they're not going to be able to find all the treasure, because there's times that treasure's hidden amongst iron, which you're going to see in my next video, because that's what I did the whole video, is I picked out targets in between the iron. I want to go to the next one because I want to get through like 4 or 5 of these, and because a lot of these things have already come true to some degree, but this one was a little bit next gen in my brain, because I think it's what's coming next, because I think your phone is going to play an integral part in a low-cost metal detector, where you put an app on your phone, something to that degree, and you hook it to a shaft. But the next one was called augmented reality and smartphone connectivity. Expect smartphones or smart glasses to become integral platforms, offering AR overlays of buried finds, visualizing and studying areas, sharing data, and providing software updates or remote control for your detector. So they're talking about using the glasses in your cell phone to where, with the technology, to kind of see the ground and see what's in it. What do you think about that?
I think that's really cool. I would definitely want to try it out, but I don't know if I'd use it all the time.
Just think of how nice it would be, though. The
Yeah,
glasses with your cell phone in your hand were very intriguing, because what it made me think is now I don't have to carry a detector. I can walk around and just look at the ground like I'm looking, for surface finds. And to that degree, you carry less equipment around, and you could still find targets and dig them up. It may not tell you exactly what it is, but it might give you some idea of size and depth, and you could dig at your own free will. I thought that one was really interesting. The next part of that one is the next section down. This is from another different AI website, and basically what this one says is that drones, robots, and autonomous scanning, back to a little bit of what we just talked about, but technology is enabling ground and robotic systems equipped with metal sensors able to efficiently scan rugged or large areas. These autonomous tools excel in covering more ground in less time. So if you want to, like LiDAR, go over a hillside and then run one of these drones that can see down into the ground and find metal targets, so that you don't have to spend your time searching, you can go up and kind of pinpoint an area to look. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's really cool. And that's kind of similar to what I was just talking about a little bit, I think that's really cool, because I've played extensively with drones. I think if used correctly with other tools, I think that could be an awesome addition to the hobby.
Yeah, that one there was the one that really caught my interest the most, and be something, because I got so where I live, I've got there's 150 acres on one tract of land that had houses on it, and places, there was not necessarily roads, but it's kind of hilly, but if I was able to scan those areas and find out where some of the metal was at through using that process, then I could pinpoint where I went to metal detect, and I would not have to waste so much time finding an area that's a good spot. Whereas I go to where there was a house on an old map that may not have been set up correctly, and I'll go up there and I'll wander around one spot in the woods for an hour and 45 minutes before I find remnants of a barn, or a horseshoe or anything like that from where it was at. So to be able to save my time on the research investigation side and let a drone do that for me, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I think something that would be really cool also is like that place you and I went to in Indiana that was by the river.
Yep.
I found that thing. I thought I was a bell at first. Remember, I picked it out and we're looking at it, and you're like, "Oh, well, it looks like a clip for an old umbrella." It was probably really old, and which was, you're probably right with what it was. But I think some sort of app, and Google Lens, I guess, does this to some degree, but some level of app, where if you find something like that, that could help identify what it actually was.
Yeah, I mean, Google Lens is a good start, but Google Lens is usually very, very wrong when you show it a picture.
Right.
But an updated version that uses AI to help identify finds would be pretty cool too, right?
Right. I think that would be like really cool. And I think that would also assist a lot of people new in the hobby because not everybody's going to know what they're finding. Not everybody's smart enough to know it's space debris.
Yeah, right. I mean, in Space Jam,
Oh,
we were just like just going back to since everybody's in here, going back to Angie and Rick, um, talking with Iron Antler. When I went out there and visited with James and his family, and we were out metal detecting with his dad, and we were coming in for the day, and Pops had a bunch of stuff laying out on the tailgate that he just thought was trash, and because my eye was used to, I knew what we were kind of looking for. We were looking for Civil War era stuff in that area, so I knew and went over there and picked out of his trash pile an 1861 Rhode Island naval button, and it was the rarer of the two. There was two versions of it. It was like an officer's button, and he couldn't tell what it was. It was just in his trash pile. He didn't have no idea what it was going to be, and was getting ready to throw it away. And I lost my ever loving mind that day. That was the same day that I think Rob found his FL Thunder found his first Barber quarter, and I've never found one. And that dude made me he swung over it, thought he found it. I can't remember how it all played out, but then I had to dig it up and pull it out, and I about lost it over that one. But when Rob and I went to Missouri and hung out with the Antlers, that was when that happened. Here's another one that I was going to tell you. This one is the last one in this section that I got, and this one's very true already. Eco-friendly and wearable designs. The industry is moving towards lightweight, collapsible, or even waterproof designs. Use of recycled materials, energy-efficient components, and wearable gear with voice control or a wearable camera is growing. That's our hobby right there in a nutshell, making videos for YouTube.
yep.
So
Yeah, the wearable camera we have, I don't use them. I use this old Samsung phone right here for my videos. But I do have an action camera, but I just do it mostly with the video, just because of certain apps I have that shares it with the rest of my equipment.
right. So then the next thing that whole search prompted was talking about the blow up, the trends for the growth of this hobby, right? So the next section that whole list of questions created was market trends, right? Market trends driving growth in the United States. A booming consumer hobby market. Metal detecting remains popular among hobbyists, coin hunters, beachcombers, and relic seekers alike, while rising demand for user-friendly, affordable devices designed for all levels. That's right in the middle of what we're in right now, and COVID really started the big boom in metal detecting. I thought that was pretty interesting. That AI kind of saw the way the last 5 years had went and put it into text. Expansion across industries, from food safety, detecting contaminants, to pharmaceutical quality control, security screening, infrastructure, and archaeology. Many sectors are adopting advanced metal detection systems. This is also true. I know that they're using Garrett has a CSI type of detector that they use at crime scenes. I've seen it on Granger, to be honest. And then just think of finding contaminants in food. They're using metal detection for that. That's scary. But just some of the other industries that are using the technology, which probably means the technology is going to get better.
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's always going to be getting better. There's continuous improvement in everything. There's
Bob.
old Rob. Hey, what's up, Rob?
I mentioned him about something he did well one time, and then I didn't get that far down. I know it was 12 minutes ago that's how far behind on the chat I'm getting, but he shows up like a cockroach. Hi, Miss Maddie. How are you doing? I'm going to catch up this chat really fast. Just so everybody knows, hashtag JP for JP Lawns and More. We're giving away a small bag of pay dirt that has been signed, and a coin stands for a display. So if you haven't put that in yet, get that thrown into the giveaway tool. Oh, you know what?
You want to
Hold on
show
a
you
second.
one thing.
Hang on a second. I got to do something here really fast because I think everybody make sure you put it in one more time because I may have missed some of them because I didn't load it up correctly. So hashtag JP in the chat. It doesn't have to be uppercase. Lowercase is fine. Hashtag JP. Do it one more time. I apologize because I don't think I got everybody. Also, head over to the Facebook page and try to enter there. You might get a second entry or OR8 shorts. I'm going to get down to the bottom of the chat real quick again. There's another one of our donators that has helped out with these metal detectors. Mark, the Senile Detectorist, has been a very, very instrumental person in helping get kids and adults metal detectors in this deal. Mark is high on my list. There's Rob on the proper account. Sometimes, Rob, you got to switch accounts to find out if your chat's visible, right? My opinion, if you take skill and experience out of metal detecting, everyone would have a fair chance at finding cool things. That sucks, actually. It doesn't. The thing is going to be is the hobby as we know it is coming to an end because places like beaches and parks are going to soon run out of stuff, and then it's going to be private permissions and places where most people don't want to go to look, like the Final Frontier, right? In the woods, in creeks, underwater. Those are going to be the areas where it blossoms. But yeah, I can't wait to see what new technology does for old permissions that I beat to death. Let's see.
Well, it's interesting to just use different detectors in areas you beat to death.
Yeah, the difference between the Nocta Legend and the Minelab Equinox 8900 or even the Manicore, they sound differently. Things come up differently. It's amazing what a different machine does to a site. Rob says he's 99% caught up right now. I'm still screaming BS. Let's see. I want to get back to the bottom. I want to stay ahead today. So Robinson's Exotic Reptiles are in the chat. If you have interest in some of these very cosmetic ball pythons, check out Robinson Exotic Reptiles. Beautiful snakes. And how are you doing, sir? Thank you for stopping by. What a nice, diverse group of folks, man.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'm going to get caught up. God, I tell you what, I miss out. PK gifted 10 Ohio River History memberships. Thank you, sir. That is awesome. That gets next month. We're going to have probably increased prizes because of the donations this month. So keep that in mind. Don't forget to hit that like button. I definitely appreciate it. Go to the other channels and smash the buttons there as well. That gives me just a little bit of help when I decide I want to use it. Tom Kingery, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. The entries are back up where they should be. So, text. Okay. Hang on a second. Roger says, check my text. I will do so. Copy that. Roger, I will couple that with a detector the next time I do one. Is that cool?
Rob said, oh man, shots fired.
Well, let me tell you something about Rob. I tell you, it's like this. If I'm shooting shots at Rob, if I'm beating him with a stick, it's because A, I know he's got the mental fortitude to take it, and B, he knows it's in good fun.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyler, welcome. Somebody donated you a nice membership. Hopefully you'll take advantage of it.
Thanks, Ken.
PK.
So we were talking about animation earlier, and I was talking about using a combination of programs.
Yep.
This is the UFO that abducted you a few videos back, right here. I designed it in a program called Matter Control. I 3D printed it, put it through Comica filter to make it look like a cartoon. And then in Flip-A-Clip, I used the cutout things and then went frame by frame over pictures that I took that I put through the same Comica picture and went frame by frame and had it fly out. It actually lifts up off the ground, and you see, and it takes off in one of the shots too. So if you go back and watch the video, this is the actual UFO right here.
Yeah, it did look familiar. So that's 3D printed, right?
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that I fit in something that small, but
Yeah,
hey.
right. Well, I scaled it for the video.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, so and just so everybody knows that the next couple of videos have got several different scenes from Wayne's Adventures this year, and I'm telling you, I don't know what the metal detecting is going to be like, but the video, the animation scenes are really good. He did a nice job, so they're going to go over very well on a Monday.
Yeah, we could definitely have a lot more fun with that one. I'm still working on that video. I've got the video laid out, but then I'm being a bit of a perfectionist lately. I don't know why.
Yeah, you know what? It's if you enjoy doing it and taking your time and making it the way that you want it, you should do it that way.
Yeah, I really what I'm really looking forward to in this video is when we get into the Waverly Hills videos, because I'm going to be putting some of the clips from Waverly Hills in there, and that I think is going to make this next video kind of a lot of fun. And I can't wait to see some of your footage either from Waverly Hills.
What link do you want him to post?
Yeah, what link? Here, I'll send one if they want to see a clip of a little sneak peek of that. If you want to play it, I'll do a little 1-minute sneak peek of it. If you're okay with that, otherwise
Yeah, I'm
we can
fine.
wait.
It's not a finished product. Whenever you're ready, I'll blow you back up.
All right. Well, I was just going to send it to you and have you play it on the big screen.
Send it to my Facebook.
Send it to your Facebook?
Yes, please. I will go ahead while you're getting that loaded up. I will read off the next part of people that were talking about the market trends. Expansion across industries. No, we did that one. Sustainability and export potential. Eco-conscious manufacturing is on the rise. U.S. Makers may also find new markets abroad as demand grows in Asia, Latin America, and beyond. I don't know about all that. Regulatory, I got that. Regulatory landscape and challenges. Regulations can be limiting, especially regarding detecting in public or historic areas, which requires landowner permission or permits. High-tech models could also be cost prohibitive for casual hobbyists. Yeah, the pricing will probably go up on some of these things with these new features, and it will limit who can buy them, I think. But yeah, so that's another thing. And here was so AI actually took into consideration. It went out on the internet and found what people like us thought about updated technology, and this was where that one went. Smartphone app ideas. A Redditor envisioned an app to back up configuration profiles via QR codes, gathering target data, and contribute to tuning algorithms to specific geography, highlighting the untapped synergy between the hobby and digital platforms. yeah, really integration software that where it's almost like your machine and your apps and stuff would learn as it goes, where it would gain knowledge and be better the more you put into it. I think that's cool. Growing social participation. While historically older demographic groups dominated the hobby, online communities are expanding and welcoming new, younger, and diverse participants. Metal detecting is increasingly seen as fun, family friendly activity. Wow, that's what we've been saying in here for a few years. And then the last part in this deal here, and then we'll look at your clip, is it talks about legal complexity being a hurdle. Many users express frustration navigating permissions and regulations. Most metal detecting laws and areas are very different, and cities have ordinances, and some places so. It's true that it's tough to navigate that sometimes because you may be making a mistake. But it basically states particularly regarding detecting in public and historic land, clear guidelines would help broaden participation. I think that's a fact as well. And the other thing is that even sometimes your police officers do not know the regulations in the area that they work. They don't even know their own town ordinances, or they don't know the state laws. We find that here sometimes. I have a battle with a cop pretty frequently. Have you ran into any trouble like that? I lost your audio.
What, with cops?
Anything like that with the legal
Um,
side?
not metal detecting. I had a cop one time stop at the side of the park on the sidewalk and watch me for quite a while, but he never messed with me. And then I had a park guy, actually a park employee, come up to me one time and he had recognized me from my YouTube channel. Go figure. Didn't think I had, was that big, but it was kind of cool. But dropped and forgotten. I sent a link where you could see this little guy in there. It's towards the end of the video if you want to skip through it.
I'm having a little trouble here.
But yeah, I don't think I've ever had any legal trouble metal detecting. Um, I get stopped all the time when I'm at the park, though. I mean, it's a regular occurrence. People come up and stop, and it's usually the same three questions they ask. Do you find anything? What's the best thing you find? And how much does one of those things cost? That's, the three questions I get the most.
There it is. Okay. Got this ready.
It's just a sneak peek. We're gonna, there's the voiceovers are still going to be redone a little bit. This is just a rough draft of what the entry is, what we're working on.
That's not it.
You can crank it up if you want to hear the volume. There's no copyrighted music in there. Look at, oh, we're going to see Shane in a minute. There's Shane. Oh, there's me. Yeah, this is going to be a fun video for sure.
Ah! All right, volume. All right, are you there?
Yep.
All right. I want to make sure I didn't kill your volume. Yeah, dude, that's I think that's one of the better ones so far. Not that I'm biased, but I just think the whole storyline and the where it's going is really cool, and it's evolving every time you do one. So
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is this is linked. That storyline is linked to a few different videos, actually.
yeah, it does. It does. Your whole year is gonna be kind of from that point on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, can't wait, right? Everybody's got it. You know, we all do the hobby on our at our convenience when we get a chance to. Sometimes we don't get to make videos as fast as we like, but this one's worth waiting for sure. Dropped.
Yeah. It's not because I've not been wanting to do it. I'm just have a very busy life at the moment.
I'm a Tyler. I'm a Legend user. I basically that's all I use anymore. I use my Simplex Ultra underwater for S's and G's just because I like the way it feels underwater. But I started. It's ironic because I started out with a Garrett Ace 350. I had one of those as well. I found my first silver as an adult with the Ace 350. So it's pretty ironic that you use two detectors that I've used over the last 10 years.
Yeah,
All
I've
right,
used the Ace and I've used the Legend. Today I was using the AT Max.
that's a really good detector too.
Yeah, they all seem to work pretty good for me. The only metal detector I have had that didn't work very good for me was a SunPow. Every other detector I used, even the bounty hunters, seemed to do pretty good.
Greyhound Duo's in the chat. Okay, I lost track of time talking with Wayne here because that just happens that way when I have a guest. I don't stay on my protocols. So we've had a really good show tonight. We got a last chance to get entered into the giveaway, which is hashtag JP. Must be present, and you must respond in the chat within 60 seconds after the drawing is done. If everybody understands the rules, you got about a minute or so because I've ran this stream over today. Let me check a couple things before we go. I know we probably did not make the likes today, but that's okay.
Oh, did I like it?
I don't know. We didn't
Yeah,
quite make the likes again, but I'm setting goals, trying to get them back to that point. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to give away this pack of pay dirt and this nice coin stand. So everybody get ready to rock. And yeah, that Garrett Ace 350, a silver dime has a very distinct sound on that thing, and the silver quarter does as well. I had a lot of fun with that thing. All right. Ken, go ahead and do lowercase. I think it's in lowercase. I don't think casing mattered, but let's see. Everybody do lowercase. Let me see if it changes anything. I don't think it matters. There was one that went through. For your own protection, just do it in lowercase. And if it lets me win, I'll just pick somebody. All right, here we go. Going to get the share screen brought up because I ran over today and I did not mean to. All right, there it is for everybody is up. Just so everybody knows, the next adult detector giveaway will be in September. It will either be the second or third Thursday of the month. We might do 2 that week. I don't know. All right. Entries are all in. Also, we've had an addition to that next giveaway from Dirt Devil Detecting. We'll talk about that next week. Anybody that would like to sit down and talk to Angie for an hour or so, she would absolutely love it. She's trying to fill her interview schedule. Be sure to stop by and see Angie and Rick. And if anybody else cares or considers, I'm going to be playing an anomaly game after this. And if you want to help, I'll load up the Discord and anybody can join in and help out as well. We're going to play I'm on Observation Duty 7 tonight until the wee hours of the morning. But first, we got to give away this pay dirt and this coin stand. I wish everybody the best of luck. I thank everybody for hanging out today. Let's go, is what Rob says.
Let's go.
Who's it going to be? You got 60 seconds from the time this thing starts or stops. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at there. Slob. I had his name brought up, and Rob actually wins. And I know he's still here because he couldn't have left right after he typed that less than a minute ago. So congratulations, Slobbert. Bro, listen, I agree. That stuff is rigged. But Rob will gladly pan some pay dirt from JP Lawns and more. And I'm sure Rob will find a coin to put in this nice little stand for display. Congratulations, buddy. I may give you a bunch of crap around here, but it's only because I love you. Yeah. Everybody's saying that it's rigged. If I could rig it, I wouldn't. So either way, and if I could rig it for somebody to win, it definitely wouldn't have been Rob.
Yeah, I think it's cool that Rob won. He does so many giveaways, you know.
Listen,
nice to see him on the receiving end.
I've talked my smack, and now I'm going to talk the good stuff. Rob works really hard to make sure he has plenty of fun giveaways every single week in his stream. He puts forth a lot of effort into making both those streams go well and helping others with theirs. Rob's heart is in the right place. I'm telling you, it's in the right place. He does a really nice job, and he definitely deserves a win every now and again. Jim, have a great night. I'm going to drop this screen out. Wayne, thanks for coming up today. Thanks for taking everybody. Please make sure that you go over to Expressions of the Outdoors, and it's hashtag Fuzzy Sasquatch, I think. But go over there and you know, make sure that you watch some Wayne videos. Wayne is somebody else that has got plenty of subscribers working on hours. We have several people in here that are working on hours right now at Hi-Ho Silver, Jersey Ray Diggs, and Wayne. Expressions of the Outdoors are 3 of them. But I want to thank everybody for being here. Wayne, final thoughts on AI and metal detecting?
I think it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen. And I hope whatever advancements we see, they're going to enhance the hobby and not take away from it.
Yes, sir. I just hope I can afford whatever the enhancements are. I don't want it to price me out of the game. And I still like the thrill of the hunt, as Angie says. But anyway, thank you guys all for being here. Congratulations, Rob. I will be in contact with you sooner rather than later. Everybody have a great night. Peace out.